This is Ecclesiasticus 10, starting at verse 1. A wise judge will instruct his people, and the government of the prudent man is well ordered. As the judge of the people is himself, so are his officers, and what manner of man the ruler of the city is, such are they that dwell therein. An unwise king destroyeth his people, but through the prudence of them which are in authority, the city shall be inhabited. The power of the earth is in the hand of the Lord, and in due time he will set over it one that is profitable. I start off first and foremost by giving all praises, glory, and honor to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rachachadash. Double honors to our elders and the apostles of Great Millstone who rule and teach well. Peace, love, and salutation to those who do this work in truth and in sincerity. This is your brother Nathaniel from the GMS Camp Atlanta, coming back at you through the Spirit with another lesson, and I pray and hope that this lesson is edifying. So the rulers of the world are Edomites, starting with the Amalekites, okay? And this world is a mess right now. Everything is horrible. And as we move closer to the end of this man's system, we move closer to war, famine, pestilence, plagues, disease, all of these different things, a polycrisis, as you will. Okay, everything coming all at one side. But the one thing that I really wanted to go over in this lesson is how these people are mad. All right, they're mad and they don't have any type of love for anybody or anything. They're unprofitable rulers. They destroy everything. They lie, they cheat, they steal, and they hoard all of the resources to themselves, causing poverty, impoverishment, death, destruction, and a failed society and a failed system. And now they're trying to pass legislation to stop people from complaining on the internet about the conditions that they're living in. All right. Now, I have a video that I'm going to play with this woman, Kim Iverson, all right, who's speaking about how these people that are in power, these Amalekites, right, they will kill you, okay, and they will turn on anybody, all right. And I have a series of videos that I'm gonna play, and then we're gonna bring out some more precepts, and Lord willing, you all are edified. So without further ado, I'm gonna start off with this video.
Is Israel threatening to annihilate all of us unless they get their way, like a spoiled rotten brat at the grocery store at the final little stretch, crying and screaming for a candy bar? If you don't give it to me, I'm just going to basically go nuclear right here in the aisle. That's maybe what Israel is going to do. They might go nuclear on us if they don't get their way. Look at this tweet. This is from Ian Carroll. He says, Israel is now openly threatening to use nukes against the world. Ironically, this is exactly why they should be disarmed and their future statehood called into serious question. Why the Zionist project should never have begun. Violent tribalism and existential victim narrative is the most dangerous combination possible, and it is fundamental to Israeli identity. There are only two possible outcomes. Either they rule the world and all bow to their chosenness, or they keep picking fights until the whole world turns on them and they are destroyed. The slippery part is that it's not just Israel. They have dragged the entire global Jewish population into this adversarial and unconscionable position, and the real power structure of Israel is dispersed across the global network of Jewish billionaires and bankers that support it and represent the true power of the project. Now, he is referring to this is a message that was put. This is, well, just watch this.
Israel's existence is not negotiable, and it does not depend on superpowers or the public opinion. And if they keep pushing Israel to the corner, they are the ones who are going to suffer the most. Israel hasn't used everything that it has. And Israel, on a purpose, did not expose the advanced weapons that it has for a very important reason. We don't want the enemy to know what we are having. And now, at this point, we're just playing around. So this is the clear message to those who think that they can annihilate Israel. Behind Israel is existence.
So Israel has secret weapons we don't even know about, and they'll bring them out if they have to. And that is what people are very afraid of, that Israel will resort to using nukes. And the question is, who will they use nukes against? Now you might think, oh, they're only going to use nukes against Iran. They're only going to use nukes against who? Lebanon, Hezbollah, against the Houthis, against the Palestinians. But remember, the Israelis have a long list of enemies. They've now put Egypt on that list. Turkey is on that list. And the way things are going in the United States, Americans are about to be put on that list. And Israel is proving itself to not be trustworthy when they decide you're an enemy. They will kill you. They will murder you. They will murder your children, and they won't even think twice about it. And every American should be kind of hesitant about that. I mean, really hesitant about that. The fact that, here we are saying our greatest ally is this group of people who, without even blinking twice, would kill your children. They would just shoot them right in the head. The minute they say you're an enemy, they'll shoot your children. Is Israel threatening to annihilate all of us? And
Now, these people
is Israel threatening to annihilate all of us unless they get?
It won't let me move it forward on my computer, but you see my man's at the end look like a straight demon. Okay. But that's neither here nor there. But, you see how these people are unprofitable. Okay. The rest of the world sees that these people are just a murderous, destructive, evil people that will kill you, that will kill your children, your family. They'll completely annihilate you and not think twice about it. Hell, they'll have lines of men to rape men. Okay. Because that's how these people get down. They won't rape the women, they'll rape the men. Okay? Just absolutely ridiculous. This goes to show you that, these are the same people, because these Israelis will do the same thing that, these Edomites in America will do and have done. Okay? But it just goes to show you that these people are totally unprofitable. Now we're going to continue on in this in Ecclesiasticus. Okay? We're going to go down to verse 5. It says, the hand of Yahweh is the prosperity of a man, and upon the person of the scribe he shall lay his honor. It says, bear not hatred toward thy neighbor. Yeah. Bear not hatred toward thy neighbor for every wrongdoing, for every wrong, and do nothing at all by injurious practices. Let's look that up. Yeah, injurious practices, something caused or likely cause harm, damage, or detriment to health, rights, or reputation. Okay? So the Lord is telling you not to do that. All right? And that's what these people do. Verse 7, it says, pride is hateful before Yahweh, and a man, Yahweh and man. Okay? So even though these people, you have people that are prideful, eventually prideful becomes hateful. Okay? In the eyes of Yahweh and in the eyes of men. Because these prideful ass people, the world hate these people now. Okay? And it says, pride is hateful before Yahweh and man, and by both doeth one commit iniquity. All right? And we're living in a time of continual iniquity because of the pride of these people. All right? And here's the point of this. It says, because unrighteous dealings, injuries, and riches gotten by deceit, the kingdom is translated from one people to another. And these people that are over there in what you call the Holy Land have been practicing unrighteous dealings and deceit since their inception. America has been practicing unrighteous dealing and deceit since its inception. Okay? That's the nature of these people that are in power. Unprofitable unprofitable rulers. Okay? These people are completely unprofitable, and they are against the laws of the Lord. And now the world is finding out, as we see that the Lord has removed the covering cast, all right, over all nations, so they see you clearly. Let's just get that real quick. So let's go to the book of Isaiah. We can get a couple of these. Isaiah 25 and 7. And it says, and I will destroy in this mountain the face of the covering cast over all people, and the veil that is spread over all nations. So now the rest of the world sees Israel for who they are. They see it oh so clearly. Okay? This is why this woman, Iverson woman, is getting on this internet and speaking to you with such conviction about the nature of these people, how they'll kill your children. Okay? And and we know this is why we know that these are not the people. Because the scriptures say that it will be peace in the world when Israel go back home. That all nations shall flow onto it to learn our ways, to learn the laws. They're going to do it willingly. Ain't no the people are shunning away from these people. Okay? To where they're threatening Israel has not used everything it has. Okay? So let's move on to the next video. Now this video right here is of Netanyahu, right? I don't know exactly what spot it is, but he's going in and talking about how he does whatever what he wanted, and he getting all these applause. Okay? So let's listen. Okay, where's the sound at? There it is.
Security. And often we see eye to eye, sometimes we don't. But we respect each other's sovereignty and leadership and commitment to our people. Last year, standing on the stage, I saw some of you. I can't see any of you right now. But I saw some dear friends who are here. Richard, thank you. We also have the Serbian president of Bosnia-Herzegovina. Thank you. Thank you, madam. We'll have an opportunity to talk tomorrow. There are so many dear friends here, and I mean that. So last year, standing on this stage, I spoke about decisions, difficult decisions, historic decisions, decisions that many at the time, Mark, many of those running against me, said that I shouldn't have taken at the time. They told me not to enter Rafah. I entered Rafah. I was told not to strike Hezbollah. We struck Hezbollah. They told me not to confront Iran. We confronted Iran. And today I want to begin with a simple question. What have we achieved? Because these same people and whatever, their cronies in the press are trying to diminish our achievements. In fact, they're trying to erase them.
Now, who is he talking about? Who is he talking about? Who is it they that they told them not? Well, I believe he's talking about President Trump. Because at the beginning of the video, if you look at it, right, I didn't play, but let's go ahead and play the beginning of the video. He spoke about how he do pretty much that. Well, just listen.
Thank you, Mark Levin. I wish I could use you as my advisor every day. You know, in the United States, they say that President Trump does everything that I ask him to do. And in Israel, they say that I do everything he wants me to do. Well, neither is true.
Exactly. President Trump does what you tell him to do, and you do what you want to do. You see? That's what it is. President Trump does what you tell him to do, and you do what you want to do. All right? So there it is right there. These are unprofitable rulers that have power over the earth to govern the earth. You see what I'm saying? Okay? And you see under their rulership what's happening, but at the same time, they're being revealed for who they are. Now, I have another video that I'm going to play just to show you that America is a tool for Israel, and America, they do not view you Americans as the friend of Israel, okay? They don't view y'all like that. Now listen to this.
Netanyahu just called America Rome.
But the new Rome, the United States, views itself as a new Jerusalem.
Then off stage, he said something else.
We want to know what you're reading now.
It's called the Jews against Rome.
Same word, different room.
What made you pick it up?
Well, we lost that one. I think we have to win the next one.
He just admitted America is his enemy. Think about that.
Right? So he is right when he says that America is Rome, okay? Because America is the reincarnation of the Roman Empire. But these people aren't the people. You're also an extension of the Roman Empire who have convinced yourself, which we know for a fact now that you know that y'all not the people. All right? Y'all know. Y'all want to keep this. And if y'all don't know, I mean, the Lord has completely blinded you, you know? But I believe, me personally, that y'all know that y'all not the people and y'all keeping this farce up, you know, for the sake of the position that y'all are in. You know, you want to make it seem like, hey, you know, we are the people, so we have a right to do what we're doing. All right, but you see that these people view America as their enemy. So this is why you see on the news when Donald Trump says, "Oh, don't bomb Lebanon, or don't bomb this, or don't do that." They go and they do it anyway because they don't have any regard for uh they don't have any regard for America and the leadership. It's just a cash cow for these people. Okay, so we got another video we're gonna play, but before that, I want to grab another preset. Give me 1 second. I had it pulled up here. There it is right there. It's Jeremiah 50. Jeremiah 50 and 49. This is Jeremiah 45 and 50. It says, "Therefore, hear ye the counsel of the Lord, that he hath taken against Babylon," which is America. Because what you got to understand, America and these fake Israelis are joined by the hip. Okay, it says, "Therefore, hear ye the counsel of the Lord, that he have taken against Babylon, and his purpose that he has purposed against the land of the Chaldeans. Surely the least of the flock shall draw them out. Surely he shall make their habitations desolate with them." Okay, so these people are going to force America into a war with them. As a matter of fact, we're already at a point of no return. It's gonna happen. Okay, America's going to be forced into a war with the rest of the world because these Israelis. Okay, now I have another video here of a massive explosion, a bomb that was dropped on Lebanon. So let's go ahead and this is a Israel triggers huge explosion in Lebanon. They dropped a this is the second largest bomb that is non-nuclear that's ever been dropped. Now look at that. Okay, so these people are people of war. These people, they are, and even if they don't war with anybody else, eventually they're going to war with themselves. Now, does that seem like the people of the Lord, the people that all nations are going to flow onto? Okay, does that seem like the people always causing war? Listen, the rest of the world is going to go into slavery. That's for certain. Esau is going to go into slavery for 1,000 years and be done away with. That's for certain. However, after their sentence is done, the other nations are going to be allowed mercy and go back to their land. And then after that, they're going to seek the wisdom of Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai. as the scriptures say, all nations shall flow onto it. They're going to be tributaries, and they're going to be happy to do it. We're, you know, we're it's going to get to a point to where we're not going to have to force nations to do anything. They're going to see the profitability of what it is that they've learned from us. Okay? But through these people, well, you know what? The scriptures can say it best. Let's go to the book of Obadiah. Let's go to the book of Obadiah and let's read that. It says, verse 2, it says, behold, I have made thee small among the heathen. Thou art greatly despised. So the rest of the world hates you devils. They hate y'all Amalekites. Y'all are greatly despised. Even your own hates you. Okay? Even your own people hate you. You're greatly despised. Why? Because of look at what the things that you do. Rape, rob, murder, kill, steal, pillage, destroy, lie, cheat. Those are the only things that you people have done. And you've done it so much that there isn't enough sorcery in the world to put this back in the bag. There is not enough seeking to the charmers, okay, and the wizards. It's not enough of that. As a matter of fact, real quick, let's just get that real quick, okay? Because they think that, and we're gonna come back and finish out this Obadiah. We're gonna finish it with that. This Isaiah, the book, chapter 19 and verse 3. And it's, as a matter of fact, let's just read the whole thing, okay? It says, Isaiah 19 and 1, it says, the burden of Egypt, behold, the Lord rideth upon a swift cloud, and shall come into Egypt, and the idols of Egypt shall be moved at his presence, and the heart of Egypt shall melt in the midst thereof. And that's speaking of Babylon. That's speaking of what we know today as America. Okay? What does Egypt mean? Egypt means house of bondage. Let's just look it up real quick. Okay? So Egypt means house of bondage. See that? It says land is Mizraim.
Strong's H 4714. Mitzrayim.
All right, and
Mitzrayim.
it says land of the Copts, a country at the northern section of Africa, adjacent to Palestine, and through which the Nile flows. But here it is. It says Egyptians, double straits, the inhabitants or natives of Egypt. Now let's look. It says double straits. Okay. Now let's look up what and see what double straits mean. The fuck? It did this shit again. What the fuck? It says, it sounds like you might be referring to diet. No, double straights. Let's look up the double straights. It says the term straight originate from the Latin the strictus, meaning drawn tight or narrow bound. It evolved into the Old French estrait to mean cramped or confined. In the 14th century, the word shifted to geographical use, a narrow channel or water connected to a large body. The word strait shares a similar pronunciation, but the entire unrelated etymology straight comes from the Old English. Okay, the term double straights is not standard. Okay, but that's not what we're going for. We're going to, you know, both straight and strict. So basically, straight means a position of difficulty, drawn tight, narrow, or bound. So it's a position of difficulty. Okay. So Egypt means double straits. Okay. So this is the land of the house of bondage. Okay. Okay. When you go into the biblical definition, Egypt means house of bondage, house of slavery. Okay. So let's go back to this. And it says, and I will set the Egyptian against the Egyptian. And that's happening right now, because I just showed you in the video how Israel is saying America is the enemy of Israel, right? And the Americans are saying, hey, we can't deal with Israel. So we're seeing the beginning of the Egyptian against the Egyptian, right? But that's not going to happen. That's not just going to happen on an international level. That's going to happen on a national level as well. So people within America are going to be fighting within each other, okay? That's happening right now when you have the MAGA people that are turning against the MAGA people. You got the Christians turning against the Jews. You got Jacob in there too. So we see all of these things that are about to pop off. And it says, I will set the Egyptian against the Egyptian, and they shall fight everyone against his brother, and everyone against his neighbor, city against city, and kingdom against kingdom. And the spirit of Egypt shall fail in the midst thereof, and I will destroy the counsel thereof, and they shall seek to the idols, and to the charmers, and to them that have familiar spirits. Okay? So you see that, right? And that's what these people are doing. They're going to their charmers, they're going to their familiar spirits, they're going to the wizards, and they're not getting the answers that they need. They are not getting the instructions as they once had. Okay? It is not working. Okay? So now he's in a position of difficulty. Okay? That's what the scriptures say, in the fullness of his efficiency, he should be in straits. Okay? As a matter of fact, we're going to finish this out, and then we're going to get that in the book of Job. And it says, and this verse 3 again is the spiritual Egypt shall fail. Okay, verse 4 it says, and I will give, and the Egyptians I will give over into the hands of a cruel Lord. A fierce king shall rule over them, saith the Lord. Now, what have we been seeing with Donald Trump? He's been cutting all of the social programs, Medicare, Medicaid, EBT, SNAP benefits. Okay, he's been taxing the hell out of Americans, causing gas prices to rise, openly stating that he don't give two shits about you Americans, doing it openly. Okay, just openly talking crap about how he don't care about y'all, right? Would that not be considered a cruel ruler, a cruel lord that don't care about nothing about his people? The only thing he cares about is his rich constituents that pay him to pass legislation that are beneficial for them, right? But then at the same time, he's passing draconian legislation to silence those people that are being oppressed, right? So that not a cruel lord? And at the same time, his cruelness is causing his own constituents and his own base to turn against him. So there you have the Egyptian against the Egyptian. But this is only going to get worse and play out even more. Okay? So we're going to go and get that Obadiah, and then we're going to close out on that Job. So let's go back to the Obadiah. Okay, I thought I was going to go back to it, but I guess it didn't. Let's go back to Obadiah. Thought I could just hit the back button and take us back, but it was like, nah. All right. So we're gonna finish up with verse 3. It says, the pride of thine heart have deceived thee, thou that dwellest in the clefts of the rocks, whose habitation is high, who said in his heart, who shall bring me down to the ground? And you're in the process of being brought down now. It's just that a lot of these haughty, prideful ass devils cannot see it. As the scriptures say, pride goes before a fall, and a haughty spirit before destruction. These people are prideful and high-minded that they can't even see that they're falling. That they're not going to be able to get the enterprise that they're trying to put in place. That it's not going to happen. Okay? It says, verse 4 says, though thou exalt thyself as an eagle, and though thou set thy nest among the stars, thence I will bring thee down, saith the Lord. All right? The Lord is in the process of bringing these devils down to the ground. Okay? The Lord is in the process of stripping them from their power. All right? And that's what we're seeing right now with the economy, his system. And this is why this man is rushing. He's moving really fast to try to get this system in place and get everybody chipped up so he can take total control and really oppress people. Could you imagine if he was able to succeed in this enterprise, the Lord didn't intervene, and he got everybody in the world microchipped? How oppressed he would kill everything. He would kill everybody. Everything would die. That's what the scripture says. If he wasn't, if these days wouldn't have shortened, then there should be no flesh left alive. But for the elect's sake, those days shall be shortened. So because of the fact that the elect of Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai are in a position of are here on the earth, he's going to shorten the days. Okay, and the Lord is going to bring you down. All right, so I'm gonna go ahead and close out on this Job. We're gonna go to the book of Job 20 and 22. Okay, just to land back on that Isaiah 19. All right. As a matter of fact, I'm gonna start here at verse 5. I'm gonna start at verse 4. It says, "Knowest thou not this of old, since man was placed upon the earth, that the trying of the wicked is short, and the joy of the hypocrite but for a moment?" Look, a lot of people don't understand that 1,000 years to us is a day to the Lord. So 500 years or 250 years of a nation being up in power, that's a few hours for the Lord. Okay? It's just that we live in these mortal bodies, so this thing seems like it's taking forever. But and we're not moving on our time, we're moving on the Lord's time. Okay? That's what a lot of you jakes out there don't understand. This is the Lord's time, not our time. It is the Lord. So 250 years. What's that? That's not even a whole. That's a quarter of the Lord's day. Okay, it's like 8 hours, or 6.5 hours to the Lord. It's not even a long time. Okay, so 250 years, 500 years is nothing. So when the Lord say that the triumph of the wicked is short, and the joy of the hypocrite but for a moment, he's speaking of his time, not our time. Okay, though his excellently mount up to the heavens, and his head to reaches unto the clouds, yet he shall perish forever like his own dung. They which have seen him shall say, where is he? You see, because that's the end. That's going to be the end of this man that's causing all this turmoil, hate, and destruction on the earth. Okay, he's going to perish like his own dung. When you see a dog take a shit, right? And you go away for a couple of days and you don't clean it up, you come back, it start to turn white, or at least it used to. Now it don't turn white at all with all the preservatives and stuff in the food. The shit actually be preserved too, but that's neither here nor there. But it used to turn white, then you go back a little bit longer, it's broken into damn near dust, and then before you know it, it's nothing there at all because it all dissolved and went back into the earth. Well, that's exactly what's going to happen to this devil. Okay? It's going to be like he has never been. Verse 8, it says, he shall fly away as a dream, and shall not be found. Yea, he should be chased away as a night vision. The eye also which saw him shall see him no more, neither shall his place any more behold him. So even in the places of the world the Lord had gave unto him, they're not gonna he's not gonna have access to those places anymore. He's not gonna have places to the lands he conquered anymore. Okay, all that stuff is gonna be done away with, and he's gonna be chased out of the earth. Obadiah 1 and 18. Okay, so we're gonna scroll down to verse 20, and we're gonna close 22. And we're gonna close out on that, and it says, in the fullness of his sufficiency, he should be in straits. Every hand of the wicked shall come upon him. And let's look up what that word wicked means. Okay. Amel, right? And that word Amel means laborer, sufferer, wretched one. Laborer, workman, sufferer. So who are the laborers? That's us. Those are the people, that this man is stealing from his own. This is part of that Isaiah 19, setting the Egyptian against the Egyptian. Okay? Because these people are tired. People are tired. I hear every day, I see more and more videos. I'm working every day for nothing. I'm working every day for nothing. Yes, you are working every day for nothing. All of us are. This whole entire life is nothing but vanity. we're working for things that will never be ours. We would never own them. Our home, our car. None of this stuff belongs to us. It all belongs to the man in control of the system, which is Esau Edom. Okay? That's why the scriptures say this is not our rest. Okay? So the world is going to turn against this man. And it says, when he's about to fill his belly, Yahweh shall cast the fury of his wrath upon him and shall rain it upon him when he is eating. And that means that when this man thinks that he's about to finish everything that he got, that he's actually about to succeed, and he's about to put the capstone on his system, the Lord is going to come and rain his fury upon him. Okay? Which is a time where he's going to least expect it. You know, you building a house, right? You got the foundation laid. You done built the frame. You done put the plumbing and all that stuff in. You done put the roof on, right? And you put the insulation in. You hooked it up to the sewage system and all that good stuff. All right, you got the electrical wiring in. Everything looks like it's working fine. The house is damn near complete, and you walking in for the inspection just to make sure everything is good before you move in, and boom, a storm hits it and blows it all away. Right? That's exactly what the Lord is going to. Right when this man is about to, I'm done. The Lord is going to rain his fury upon him. Okay? So yeah, the Lord is going to soon set up someone that's profitable, and these people are going to be destroyed. So with that, I pray this is an edifying lesson. I'm ended off by giving all praise, glory, and honor to Yahweh B'Shem Yahushai B'Shem Rakal Kadash. So the next time I say Shalom.